Could you go over a little bit of your story so far? I mean,
Yeah.
I say a little bit.
Fun story. July last year's, getting ready. I'd get cut for the summer and get ready into bathing suit season. And so I kind of went on a little bit of a diet and was working out hard, and 36 pounds of weight loss in 30 days. I knew I was trying to lose a little bit of weight, not that much. Started getting this little crazy itching. It's weird. It was an itching that was so bad. It was, you wanted to rip your skin open. It was like the worst poison ivy you ever had, 10 times worse, but inside, underneath the skin. Doc's like, we're going to send you to a liver specialist because your enzymes are just a little off. I'm like, okay. I sit down with him. He opens my charts. And I looked at him. I said, now, Doc, I ain't all about rainbows and unicorns, so just give it to me straight. For like 2 minutes, just reads my chart for 2 minutes. Looks at me and goes, this is about 75% chance it's cancer. I need you to go down and do an ERCP down in Indianapolis right now. And I'm like, oh, okay. They did an ERCP, came back and said, hey, guess what? You have stage 4 cholangiocarcinoma, bile duct cancer, but guess what? It's operable. We can take it out. I'm like, oh, fantastic. So we started prepping for the next 4 weeks, getting ready to do the surgery. And day of the surgery, they come in. Doc, head down. Doc, we're not doing the surgery. Doc's like, how can you tell? I'm like, you're an easy read. So, we misread all your scans. The tumor's bigger than we thought, and it's wrapped around, there's one vein that feeds your liver called the portal vein. Mine was beehived around it. So because of that vascular interference, they couldn't do any operation. So the next thing was going to be a fast track to a liver transplant. They had 12 doctors sign off on it, which they were like, you are a perfect candidate. I'm like, oh, great. Next 5 weeks getting ready for this. They go in, they prep you, make sure you're ready to go, that your body can do it. It's a life expectancy is 5 years of a liver transplant, 2.5 years of recovery time. So I was like, this will be interesting. They go in, they take out any loose crowns, any impacted molars, anything of that nature, wisdom teeth, anything that can cause an infection down the road. Take 11 teeth. Next day, they sit down with me and they said, you no longer qualify for a liver transplant because your tumor is now spread too far. We didn't need to take your teeth, we're sorry. I'm like, okay. When they took the teeth, they ended up leaving a canal between the nasal passages in my mouth. So anytime I eat or drink, food and water and drink goes through my nose. It's fun with hot sauce. That's really always a good time. Yes.
St. Elmo's.
Yes. Oh yeah. That's always great. And I love St. Elmo's, so it's been pleasurable. So the next thing was chemo, and it was going to be a high level chemos, 5 different drugs at the highest capacity of the drug that they could give you. Lost my hair in less than 7 days. All of it just fell out. That round of chemo made me the sickest I've ever been. When we got done with it, I was like, docs, is this going to save my life? No. I'm like, okay. What's it going to do? Well, it might help you buy some time. Like, look, being as sick as I just was, being in the hospital, that's not living. To me, it's the quality of life, not the quantity of it, that's important. So I would rather have 15 good months than 2 years of hospital bound, bed bound, not being able to live. So I would rather live until I die instead of just prepare and maintain till I die. So the doc and I said, we agreed that we'd be done with that. December was a really, really bad month. They tried a thing called a radioablation where they went in and go down, they burn out the cancer. When they scrape that stuff out, they end up seeding my bloodstream with bacteria. I end up with sepsis and 10 days in the hospital and almost died in December from that. Came back from it, fortunately, but also then we realized they did another scan at the end of December that they hadn't just seeded my bloodstream, they seeded my liver with cancer, more cancer. January 8th, they sat down with me and said, you have 6 months. If everything goes at the same pace And it just did. 6 months at best. So July 8th became my deadline. I knew that I had been hiding at work, so to speak. We all hide. We lie to ourselves. Like I said, I was wanting to pass my knowledge on to somebody else in the business before I left, and I realized it was just me hiding at work. So I stopped working and really started focusing on what was important, the charity and all the things that really meant that needed to be done before I left. So mine has been, how many people can I touch? How many people can I help? How many people can I give something back to before I go? People look at life differently. Like I said, it's your choice. I haven't had one sad day. Not one sad day, not one moment like, oh, woe is me. I remember when the doctor called, I was in the car with Angela and a couple friends, and we're driving. Doc calls and he's like, hey, I got your final results. And I'm like, okay, what is it? He's like, well, stage 4 cholangiocarcinoma, tells me the whole thing. And he said, I said, okay, that's great. Everybody's like, what? I look at it this way. At least I know. At least I know what I'm facing. I know what my enemy looks like. I know what I have to do. And sometimes you can win. Sometimes you lose. In the end, we ultimately win, right? Because I'll go on to a better place. To me, it's how many people did I help before I left. And so that became my mission, is to really try to help somebody see life a little bit differently. That you don't have to look at a negative as a negative. You make that choice. That every negative in your life can be a positive. You just have to choose to look at it differently. Sometimes reality really isn't reality. It's how we perceive things that becomes the reality. To me, this has been a great journey. It's been a journey of self-discovery, a journey of life, and living it to the fullest. And sometimes living to the fullest isn't about, oh, I went on this trip or I went on that trip, but I helped this person and I helped that person. But sometimes for life, that's all that matters. And that's where I'm at. I think the 4:30 meetup will be exactly what it's supposed to be. My hope is that everybody that comes, that we get the biggest turnout that we've had at the 4:30 meetups in ever. I really want to see this become something that inspires people to look at life just a little bit differently.